Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to be reading chapter 9 in our unit, and this is part 2 of The Open Road. Remember from our last story, part 1, Toad was so excited that Rat and Mole had finally come to visit. Now then, Toad said, you fellas must help me. It's most important. You want us to help you with your boating? Asked Rat. Oh, pooh, boating, said Toad in great disgust. A silly, boyish amusement. I gave that up long ago. A waste of time, that's what it is. It makes me very sorry to see you fellows, who ought to know better, spending all your time thinking about boating. No, I've discovered the real thing, the best occupation for a lifetime. I plan to spend the rest of my life on it, and can only wish I hadn't spent so many years boating. Come with me, dear Ratty, and your dear friend also. Come with me just as far as the stable yard, and you shall see what you shall see. What do we think, Rat? What do we think Toad's new adventure is? Here's a little hint. It says Toad led Rat and Mole to the stable yard. Toad led the way to the stable yard. Rat followed with a most unhappy look on his face. There, for all to see, was a travel wagon, shining with newness. It was painted yellow and green. There you are, cried Toad. There's real life for you in that travel wagon. The open road, the dusty highway, camps, villages, towns, cities. Here today, up and off to somewhere else tomorrow. Travel, new places to see, fun. The whole world before you, a horizon that's always changing. Mind you, this is the very finest wagon of its sort that was ever made. Come and look at the inside. Planned all of it myself, I did. Mole followed Toad eagerly up the steps and into the wagon. Rat did not move. He only snorted and put his hands deep into his pockets. There you are, cried Toad. This shows how excited Toad was to show both Mole and Rat his new travel wagon. The wagon had little sleeping bunks and a table that folded up against the wall. It had a cooking stove, lockers, and bookshelves. It had a bird cage with a bird in it. It had pots, pans, jugs, and kettles of every size. All complete, said Toad happily. You'll find that nothing whatever has been forgotten when we make our start this afternoon. I beg your pardon, said Rat, but did I hear you say something about we and starting and this afternoon? Yes, yes, begged Toad. You've got to come with me. I can't possibly go without you. So please don't argue. It's the one thing I can't stand. You surely don't mean to stick to your dull old river all your life and just live in a hole in a bank and go boating. I want to show you the world. I don't care, said Rat dodgingly. I'm not coming, and that's that. I'm going to stick to my old river and live in a hole and go boating, as I've always done. What's more, Mole's going to stick with me and do as I do. Aren't you, Mole? Here's Toad, Mole, and Rat inside the travel wagon. This kind of reminds me of a camper, if anybody has ever stayed or noticed a camper before. And by the looks, does Rat look too happy to be traveling? And how do we think Mole is feeling about traveling with Toad? Of course I am, said Mole loyally. I'll always stick with you, Rat. What you say has got to be. All the same, it sounds as if it might have been, well, rather fun, you know, he added wistfully. Poor Mole. The life adventurous was a new thing to him and so thrilling. It was all so tempting. He had fallen in love at first sight with the yellow-colored wagon. Rat saw what was passing in Mole's mind and began to change his mind. He hated disappointing people, and he very much liked Mole. Toad was watching both of them closely. Come in and have some lunch, he said. We'll talk it over. We don't need to decide anything in a hurry. Of course, I don't really care. I only want you fellows to have fun. Live for others. That's my motto in life. This is when Toad leads Mole and Rat back to Toad Hall. And that's the end of chapter 9.